Hello, in this video I am making a redraw of an old alternative self-portrait idea. I call it Mansour the Raw Beauty Devourer, cause Edge name makes up half of the art. But I won't talk about the process that much, because, I guess, self-introduction is in order. Let's start with the name. Pretty much obviously for any Turkic language speaking person, Kara isn't my real name. But please call me that, because my birth name disgusts me, and I am not very used to any of the attempted chosen names. Also, Kara is hella funny to me as a pun, but not exactly in a way most people would assume. Currently I'm 23 and a proud NEET. Of course ironic, cause I was too unadapted and ill to fit into society properly. Drawing was with me since early childhood, but I never went to any kind of art school or even attended courses until I was about 20, when I accidentally found my academic drawing mentor. Of course, art was always a big interest of mine, but I thought I would be able to get into science. I didn't. Now, I am nerding over pigments. I guess you could say that my current full-time obsessor are cursed gacha games. But in my smarter years, I was heavily into chemistry, birds, and minerals. These interests still linger around, as you can see by, for example, my birth ladies videos. But I got real slow on actually meaningful themes, and especially in chemistry after I failed to pursue the education in it. You could say that I'm trying to make videos in an attempt of finding some community of people who are also into arts, art materials, perhaps birds, and unlikely but any other themes that I might talk about. I am Tatar, Kazan, or more known as Volga Tatar, I guess, to be actually on point. Sadly, I don't live in Tatarstan, but it doesn't actually make a difference since the republic is losing more and more of its sovereignty. No, I ain't Turkish. Turkic and Turkish are different things. No, I ain't Russian. Tatars aren't even close to Slavs. Besides finding a community of art nerds, I am hoping to bring awareness about my and other peoples confined in a certain prison of nations. Gotta be honest, at the point of recording the voiceover, I don't feel too sharp. But when do I ever? Now that I've shared the most spectacular failure of my life, namely failing to become a chemist and turn into arts, we've practically become besties. Also, now you have the obligation to acknowledge my art or else. Alright, I might be cursed for making this joke, but it's a kind of a favorite of mine. Well, buckle up, because there's more weird stuff to come. Now, a moment of the process explanation. More than half of the video is spent on finalizing the damn sketch, and half of that time I was just trying to find the right pose. Usually I only show the final sketch and the coloring process, but this time I recorded almost the entirety of it. Along with the new sketches, you can see all drawings on the same concept I did around 2020. They are very small and rather ugly. Here I am soon, showing it off to compare, to whine about the anatomy on the newer thing. But yeah. Though actually I really liked the sketch line to the right of the main thing, which I did trying to capture the mood of the drawing. Like that, I was getting ready to transfer the rough sketch onto the final paper. It still isn't that complete, and it's still gonna have some changes made to it, but well, it's already something, isn't it? Now a word to my past self. That feeling when you got yourself some real life references. I guess the most important task of That is gonna be on the shoulders of poor Floppy over here. She's Floppy. It's her last hours on this earth. Let her be. Kids, please don't do plant abuse. I guess I should try filming working with Floppy here, though she isn't as floppy anymore now that she has sat in this bathwater. Anyone up for floppy bathwater? Well, but I suffer with this setup quite a bit. I've got all kinds of moral support I could get, floppy included, but I don't know if it's gonna work out. While I make Floppy suffer, let's have a segment dedicated to things you don't wanna hear, but as my new bestie, you must. My weird Twitter worthy takes. First take. Birds. As mammals, humans are xenophobic towards even other warm-blooded life forms. Yes, I am talking about the fact that birds are universally degraded despite being arguably superior life forms that are way more complex and smart than people think. Take 2. Human habitat. Lock me up in a concrete box, bury me in rubble. I was born to be a small cities person. I like comfort and I will die here as a domestic animal. Turning up the heat. Take 3. I do think that putting small talk down is pretentious, especially when comparing it to pseudo deep conversations or like special interest talk that are even more meaningless in most circumstances. Somehow not the most unpopular thing that I'm gonna say today. 4. Liberal action is non-existent. Liberalism is not an opposition against conservatism. Progressivism is. Liberalism doesn't demand real change, therefore it's a failure of a method. Now the star of the show, the juiciest of opinions, the most cancelable thing you've ever heard. Photographer's work isn't any less valuable than your drawings. You cannot steal a photo from Pinterest, Instagram, Google, etc., copy it completely and call it a reference. That thing is called a study. The best thing you can do is make your own photo references, or at least keep it all in fair use, like stock photos or specifically made reference bundles. I have migraine right now, but Floppy, well, she's getting more floppy now after that stiff period. But she's still alive somehow. It's been a few more hours and I'm feeling a little better. Not much, but I guess I will try to work now. Looking at this now, and is this hand huge as hell? I'm gonna try making a similar photo and looking at it for reference. It's just a little bit off. Maybe I could go the lazy route and just make the head seem a little more like that. Like I actually have some brain space. The pencil action is closing to an end, and I am soon to open my watercolors. I think this calls for some unpopular art supplies opinions. Well, the first one is gonna be just a weird take, but the second one... These are Mijello Mission Goat or whatever, a standard 24 colors set. I got it on sale from Jackson's Art while I still could. And I kinda hate these watercolors. Honestly, they worth a separate video, maybe along with the next opinion. but keeping it to watercolors, they bleed and bloom in weirdest of ways. More than cheap watercolors, well, not cheap, but more available options that are here. Of course, as a pigment nerd, I am tempted to make a point about the most of the colors being not single pigment, but honestly, they are usable in their mixes. It's just that they behave weirdly for me. Now, again, don't cancel me yet, but well, I prefer hot pressed paper. And on this sale from Jackson's Art, I ordered hot pressed Arches paper. I hate it so much. I give Arches the benefit of the doubt, and I think it's just that the hot pressed paper is disgusting, but still, it's a big disappointment. It's not the one being used here though. I have left this video for like a month and a half. This is what has become of floppies. And well, I've got new glasses that make everything go like that. And they give a huge chromatic aberration. And things are not easy. But let's try to persevere. Of course, I can't put all the blame onto the new glasses, but I feel so dissociated right now. And the glasses did not help at all. I guess I could whine about my glasses now for a moment. Not only do I have quite the short-sightedness and astigmatism, but I am also cross-eyed. Just a little bit. It compensates, well, new glasses compensated it. But it is not a pleasant experience, and wearing these glasses isn't either. I guess the only thing that is left for me is just being thankful that my retinae are alright, and it's just the cosmetic defects that are causing me all this trouble. So right now in the video I'm trying to fix the kind of an ugly stage that drawing is going through. I can't even say that I fixed it entirely, but better than nothing. In this case, anything is better than nothing. As per usual, I tried mixing my own grays, but I think I did use pure black for the eyes or the hair, but honestly you cannot see that. Even though I like to draw self-portraits, I struggle with them even now. I am not used to my own face and body and anything else really, so I guess that's part of the struggle. So I guess with all of my self-portraits, the likeness is somewhere nearby, but not exactly that close. I honestly do not know if I wanna fix that part, but well, I'm kinda trying anyway, because reasons. So, after like 2 months of filming, the drawing is done. I used my Migeo watercolor and Fabriano 25% cotton watercolor paper, fixing some line work with cheap colored pencils to the end. All this time, my hair just kept growing out, and even my glasses changed, so of course this doesn't represent me in a 100% realistic way, but it's not like it should. I'm still unsure if I like this drawing, but I guess some parts turned out kind of good, some parts are a bit worse, but in general it's kind of alright. In the meantime, I've lost the old drawings that this new piece was based on. So now I have just this newer sketch for the final thing to compare side to side. Well, that was the redraw of my Mansour the Raw Beauty Devourer Alter Ego / Persona self-portrait. Thank you for watching. This was Kara. Kara out. Bye, I guess.